world observes International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression. 4th of June is marked each year as the International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression established by the United Nations in 1982. 4th of June is the International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression. The United Nations General Assembly established the day in 1982 to raise awareness and acknowledge the pain suffered by children throughout the world who are the victims of physical, mental and emotional abuse. 1 billion children are victims of violence. According to UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund, 1 in 2 children in the world, that is to say, 1 billion children, is a victim of some form of violence. According to the summary of the UN Secretary-General's 2023 Children in Armed Conflict Report, in 2022 alone, over 8,630 children were killed or maimed, signifying a 5% increase compared to 2021. Making up more than 25% of the killing and maiming of children, the report stated, was the use of explosive ordnance, including explosive remnants of war, and improvised explosive devices and landmines. That same year, 7,622 children were recruited or used, with 85% of those recruited being boys. Criteria for recruitment or exploitation, it suggested, include age, sex, disability, ethnicity, religion, geopolitical location, and economic status. Abductions, sexual violence, attacks. Moreover, the report asserts that 3,985 children were abducted, claiming that this phenomenon took place mostly in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Somalia, Burkina Faso, Myanmar, and Mozambique. Also, 1,166 children were victims of sexual violence, 99% of whom were girls. The statistics observed how girls are disproportionately affected by sexual violence and forced marriage, but that boys are also victims of sexual violence or often experience secondary trauma from becoming forced witnesses of sexual violence against family members. In addition, there were 3,931 incidents of denial of humanitarian access, which, the UN report stated, occurred most in Israel, Palestine, Yemen, Afghanistan, Mali, and Burkina Faso. The number of attacks on schools and hospitals showed the sharpest increase, more than 110%, of all grave violations, with the report verifying 1,846 incidents. Bambino Gesù at forefront of helping abused minors from war. On this day, the Holy See's Pediatric Hospital, Bambino Gesù, issued a statement recalling the suffering of abused minors, and acknowledging its long history of caring for numerous children and young people who are victims of violence, especially from war. Bambino Gesù lamented that violence against minors occurs in some specific forms ranging from physical and psychological mistreatment to pathology of care, i.e. the type of violence that goes from neglect to excess care. The concept of excess care includes, for example, administering to them unnecessary drugs. It also includes